Now, I've talked about a situation like this before, but unfortunately, we have came to a point where another very famous and beloved YouTuber has basically decided to quit. Now, a lot of YouTubers end up quitting or kind of semi-retiring for a multitude of reasons. For example, PewDiePie, he has said himself that he's basically semi-retired now. He doesn't really upload that much because, you know, he's a parent, he's a father. He's got to, you know, put his priority into his child. And there are other instances as well where a YouTuber would unfortunately like fall off and not really be getting that many views to sustain a good income. And that is actually a worryingly common thing with a lot of YouTubers, because what they'll do is they'll get that first paycheck, they'll get a lot of money and think, oh, this is the norm now, I can live the high life. But then once they hit that peak, and if they don't build a sustainable nest egg, like for example networking or investing, that will slowly trickle down, and then they'll realize that they can't even make rent for the month. But recently another YouTuber has quit totally from his own choice, and that is Seth Everman. Now, if you don't know Seth Everman, you definitely do. He made a bunch of viral videos. What he was most known for was wearing a wig and basically performing a Billie Eilish song.
I'm the bad guy. Duh.
Basically, Seth was most known for being a musician. He would play various songs, covers, meme parodies, and also he'd do quite a lot of quite hilarious Q&As.
Do you like your followers? No. Yes. Can your Q&A have a 1980s theme? Yes.
Now, this wasn't like a sudden happening where he decided one day, yep, I'm just going to quit. I don't really feel like it anymore. He actually did mention in a video over 10 months ago that at some point he's probably going to be looking at quitting. This was a very long time coming. He basically said that he feels that YouTube has fulfilled him and he wants to, you know, move on to other things.
2023 will be my last year on YouTube. I have 365 days to make all the videos I never managed to make over the years. I will post as much content as I possibly can and sell out to the max. So all the sponsors watching this, email me.
And then he basically dedicated 2023 this year to being his final year on YouTube. If you go on his channel now, you'll see that he's blacked out his banner, he's blacked out his profile picture. So yeah, he's not coming back. He went on to also say that his schedule was quite sporadic, and also he kind of lost that spark with YouTube. And that's basically what led him to, you know, make this decision.
I haven't felt it. The spark, it's not been there. But even though I'm looking forward to what the future holds, I can't help but feel a little nostalgic. Thank you for all the love and support over the years. It means the world to me. Goodbye.
The funny thing is, when I actually saw that video come into my recommended that he was quitting, I assumed it was fake. I assumed it was a bit. Because imagine, right, the amount of YouTubers you see that upload a video called My Final Video or I'm Quitting. I mean, I've done it myself. I'm guilty of it. You know, Boy Who Cried Wolf. And then when you click on the video, no one's quitting. They're probably just like shilling a U2's or like a Raid Shadow Legends sponsor or something. Unfortunately, it's reached the point where like people clickbait leaving the platform so much that when someone does actually decide to leave, people initially, like myself, don't think it's genuine. I actually met Seth recently. I travel to Sweden quite a lot and I've been trying to meet up with him for a while, but we could never, you know, sort out dates and stuff. But a couple of weeks ago, I did finally meet him for the first time. Two things. He is a very, very nice and humble guy. And secondly as well, he is freakishly tall. Like, I'm talking a Dutch person tall. There's a picture of me and him, and I look like a complete manlet next to him, despite being 6 foot. So about a day ago from recording this video, Seth did a stream that is basically going to be his final stream. So the video itself was called Bye, and he has like tape over his mouth, looking more like some kind of like hostage video. And when you click on the video and you watch the stream, you'll basically see that Seth, this is, I do want to give him credit, by the way. This is one of the best ways to ever go out as a YouTuber. Most people, they make a sad video being like, I'm not really enjoying it much, guys. I've lost the spark. But he sat here, taped with his mouth shut, and he basically has two people that I guess were meant to be like his captors, you know, talking for him. And Seth, you know, he was still able to communicate with chat because he had a keyboard and he'd basically type stuff on screen.
Seth very willingly made a bunch of videos. We are also on YouTube and Twitch.
And Twitch, yep. You know, we've got to capitalize on both. Seth has typically done YouTube, but we were like, you know what? Now that he's our little cash cow, we're gonna have to hit both markets. He's loving it, right? Seth, you're really comfortable right now. Someone has asked, Seth, please elaborate on the internal politics of bald. Bald equal power. That's a very strong stance.
But then also on top of that as well, he would basically go in and out of reacting to his own content, like his highlights and, you know, stuff that he was proud of.
Yeah, this still holds up. Like, I can sit and listen to some of these videos and actually, like, enjoy it. 90% of my videos I can't stand. This, it's good.
But then what's most interesting as well is at the very, very end of the stream, he actually has the tape removed off his mouth. And yeah, he gives his own reason for quitting.
Seth,
You've changed us, Seth.
you've earned it. You've earned your freedom.
Ouch. Hello, viewers. This is the last you will see of me online. It's been many years since I started this, and many of you have been here the entire time. It's not always very easy to be a content creator, even though it seems kind of easy and stupid, because sometimes it's really easy, but sometimes it's really hard. I didn't get to do all the videos I wanted to make. I didn't get to collab with all the people I wanted to collab with. I didn't reach all the goals that I set for myself. I've come to the conclusion that that's okay. I'm okay with what we did and this channel and what I have reached today. There's too much stuff that's on my mind about YouTube, about social media at all hours of the day, and I need to escape. So, goodbye.
Now, when I was in Sweden and spoke to Seth, you know, he basically just said the same thing, that, you know, the spark for YouTube just wasn't really there anymore. But also, more importantly, it can be very draining being a YouTuber. It doesn't seem it. We're kind of just sat in our bedrooms all day, making videos, talking shit or whatever. But there can be a mix of stress and also, you know, what can you do that actually makes you happy? And that is why I respect Seth so much for quitting and looking at, you know, greener pastures. Because a lot of YouTubers, they won't really enjoy it anymore, but they still feel obligated to, mostly because they don't know anything else. They need that source of income. They need that money to survive because they haven't built a nest egg. They haven't diversified or invested into other businesses. One thing I've really noticed with YouTubers is when you're not in this kind of like LA sphere and you haven't really met the people, you haven't networked, you haven't built that business portfolio, for the most part, YouTube kind of is the only source of income you have. Thankfully, for example, with me, if YouTube went under and I completely disappeared, I would still be okay. I've got a very diverse portfolio. A lot of YouTubers can't say the same thing. But that being said, loads and loads of times, I've talked about how this channel, Para Live, is a slop channel. You're watching slop. The only reason I upload on this channel is to get a little bit of a creative outlet, you know, so my brain doesn't explode in between these like 4-hour-long videos. The next main channel video is going to be 4 hours, by the way, and I think it's coming out in like a week. This is a creative outlet for me, but also I get, you know, a little bit of revenue on the side so I can fund that into the main channel projects to make them bigger, to make them better. That's why the next main channel video, I hired this entire set. I got it all done, the flooring, the walls. I paid this team that did an amazing job. I'm wearing like a Combine suit with like an LED light. I even got the little turret from the Entropy video game that looks like one of those Portal Sentry turrets.
You're actually taking me? I don't have to be alone anymore?
You might have your uses.
Oh, thank you, 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 thank you.
Shut up.
And I'm really happy with that. I know that when that video goes out, I'm going to be buzzing. Maybe only for like a day or two, despite it taking months to make a video like that. But that is, you know, enough for me. And then I'll be happy for a day or two, and then I'll jump onto the next project. If I didn't have the main channel, Paracynical, and I was just doing slop here, I probably would have stopped uploading a good while ago, because content like this, it doesn't really motivate me. Like I'll turn on the camera, I'll say some funny stuff, and then that's it. It's not really fulfilling. But then knowing that this slop will then retroactively be used in the main channel stuff, it makes it worth it and kind of tricks my brain. Okay, I can turn on the camera every day and I can record a video. But again, like I said earlier, that's why I respect Seth so much, because so many YouTubers think that they're doing this forever and they are so terrified of leaving the creator space to pursue other things. But even Seth, you know, at the end of his live stream, he basically admitted that I didn't do all the collabs I wanted to do. I didn't hit all the goals I wanted to do, because as a YouTuber, you'll quickly realize that your goals of, you know, certain expectations, they go through the roof pretty much immediately. Mainly because you're surrounded by a bunch of other YouTubers and they will purposely only post, you know, like the highlights and stuff of their life. So then you'll kind of trick yourself into thinking, what am I doing wrong? Like, why haven't I collabed with Drake yet, bro? Even Ninja played with Drake. Why haven't I?
I saw you like win a crazy like competition and shit like that.
You saw that? Nice,
Yeah.
dude.
I know I sound like I'm turning a video about a YouTuber quitting into me talking about myself. myself, but it is interesting. It was really nice meeting him and talking to him, and how just completely transparent he was, because he didn't know me. I mean, he might have watched a video or two, but, you know, that was the first time we actually met with my girlfriend as well. And he was just, you know, him and all of his friends, they're amazing people. It's actually funny as well, because you might have heard like a common meme that Swedish people, they don't like small talk. They call it dead talk. Like, for example, you know, you'll go up to someone and be like, how are you? How's the weather? You know, you don't really care, but it's like an appetizer for an actual main conversation. I think whoever made that up, that is the biggest cap ever. I think the only Swedish people that you go up and talk to that like can't hold a conversation are boomers. But boomers are like that anyway. I also totally understand as well Seth wanting to quit for the reason of, like, you know, social media. Unfortunately, it can be a mind poison. That's why you'll see so many YouTubers. It's funny, actually, when you see people like quit, like for example, Twitter and stuff, they'll either do it forever and commit, or they'll be like, I'm going to quit Twitter, guys. It's so toxic. But then you'll just see them liking tweets, and then they'll come back 2 days later anyway, because they are that addicted. I mean, me personally with Twitter, I usually just repost memes that I steal from the subreddit. I try to abuse that app as little as possible, because what are you getting out of it? It really is just watching people argue with each other. But yeah, I totally respect his decision, and I really hope that, you know, him quitting YouTube, he gets into some kind of work or some kind of job that he's happy with. I have no idea what he'll do, whether it'll be, you know, working on the back end of YouTube as some kind of manager or something totally distanced from that. But, you know, I wish him the best of luck. I feel like I could make this video like 40 minutes if I wanted to, just like endlessly rambling, but I'll probably cut it here. But yep, Seth, loves your content, bro, and good luck.